Oh, the red light's on. There's no red light. I'm joking. How you all doing, everyone? Cool Cats, Cool Dudes, and Ben in his glasses. Monica Geller, Homer Simpson, Ben Cabango, probably. How you all doing? Welcome to We All Love Leeds, the show where we talk about our love of Leeds. How you all doing, everyone? How you doing? How you doing, Ben?
I like to think I'm more Michael Douglas falling down.
Don't go falling down though.
Oh, I'm about to go falling down.
Obviously, we've got in the chat, we've got Director John with, "Hey, what's going on, everyone?" Like he's an 80s action star, of course. Good old Director John. Action star.
He can be anything he wants.
Certainly can. Who am I telling me can't? Tarak is in here with Evening John.
Evening, Tarak.
He's a good guy, that Tarak, in all seriousness. And he actually checked in on me, to be fair to him. But I was like, it was too soon, brah. Too soon. Too soon, brah. It was like the body was still warm. But no, in all seriousness, hello Tarak, how you doing? Zanzi with Evening, folks. Looks like Tom has forgotten to put his clock forward by an hour. I did actually make a point of double checking that the show time wouldn't have changed with the clock change. Because I thought technology would have made it shift across an hour. It didn't. It actually stayed at 9:05. So
did they think of that? They thought of that, did they? Well done.
I also thought of, for the tweets I put out before the show, like, will Twitter have changed? Sorry, formerly known as X, would they also shift it across? But no. No.
So may I ask, Tom, prior to Saturday, how was your week?
It was okay. I mean, I was kind of tired in the sense of I've been on here a lot, I suppose, doing wrestling streams and stuff, but not other
Friday
nonsense.
Night.
Yeah. Admittedly, it was the last one for a while, so probably till about October, I guess. But I've got a comment: is it Tom or is it Wolver Tom? See, yeah, I've not visited barbers for a while, just to say. There's one right next door to my work, in case people go, why don't you just do it yourself? It's like, because I'm lazy, clearly. Big up Mr. Tom and Richard Cranium. How you doing, Mr. Herbert?
I'm just Ben tonight. I'm going to go off on a dickhead rant, but it's not a dickhead rant really to me. It's I really wish that twat would actually, this would get to his ears, because he needs calling out. And I'm not talking about Meslier people.
This is what I'm going to say to all the people. This is what the people turning up are going to say. I mean, I'm joking. No one's coming to this expecting not to be about Leeds. Anyway, this isn't going to be about Leeds, is it? Everything is about Leeds, Homer. Or all things are about Leeds, Homer. Which obviously then would lead to, hey everyone, you know what that means, right? It's Leeds time. But it also then leads into Ben. The real question is basically, who is Dr. Leeds coming to see this week? If anyone doesn't know what Dr. Leeds is, please be me, because Dr. Leeds is basically the thing where Leeds United manage, usually around April. So we've kind of been better than ourselves this year, Ben, because we're doing it in March. Dr. Leeds is arriving, as it was usually said in The Simpsons. Hi everybody! Hi Dr. Leeds! Fucking hate Dr. Leeds, but he exists like, he's routine, like clockwork.
He's German.
Jimmy, how you doing? Yeah, I don't even really know what to say to that. But he's from somewhere that's not next to my house. Let's just say, Springfall. There you go. We've seen how this movie ends. We've listened to this album before. We listened to this album 12 months ago. We've got all the hallmarks of it. All the same things been said this year. We're not playing anyone out inside the top 8 for the final 7 games. But why do I get the suspicion that Luton on Saturday are going to turn out like prime Barcelona? Like I said 2 weeks ago that Swansea would. Evening, John. How you doing, sir? Obviously, I'm asking all these things to be polite because, you know, it's just polite to say how people are doing. I know the answer is we're doing fucking shit because our football team sucks. So, but, you know, I do hope you're alright in all seriousness because there's no reason to actually want pain on people.
I want pain on Ilhan Millier's wrists. I want them to break this week.
What is it?
He'd probably still pick him. He probably would. He'd still pick him with broken wrists. Because he's probably about as useful with broken wrists as he is.
You know how like, you know, and the common belief is like Leeds United have a end of season proclivity for bottling football, let's just say, or whatever pejorative or descriptor you use, there will be that's true, we are, John. That's true, we are.
Can I just go back to Tarak's there? Meslier's mistake.
Absolutely, please do.
Meslier's mistake was being fucking born. In my opinion.
The reason there's a meltdown, John, in everyone's entitled to their opinion, but my opinion of why it's happening, why I'm personally sad, is because we've all sort of seen this coming a mile off. Based on the fact that there's history to prove that what is looking like is going to happen has happened before, it's going to happen again, and there's nothing we can do but sit here and watch it happen.
Man's not a meltdown as our league position. Man's just a fucking rant at right. Not learning lessons and making the same mistakes, and how long we have to put up with him picking that bag of shit. And how shit must Caldwell be?
I'll say it before he turns up, right? Ian Pincushion, I truly admire him. I admire his positivity towards Leeds United. People can have their opinions on anyone's opinion. But I want to have his diehard positivity towards my football club, and I truly respect it. I'm going to put that out there right now, because he's the best example I can think of for this. Like, and I kind of believe, like, John Garside's comment is very similar in vein to what he would say, in terms of, you are right to go, we're still second. But we were 5 points clear. Could have lined up. Actually,
we were top. We were top this time last season, and this is where it went wrong.
Yeah,
right through. Only what I can see as the same mistakes and the same errors that are being made this season.
I want
his
to sit
refusal,
here,
right, to pick anything outside his favourite 12 players.
I don't go into a football match wanting my football team to lose. I don't behave like my football team are going to lose while the football match is being played. But yesterday, it felt like Leeds United were making me a mug, because the amount of weeks I sit here and I defend Leeds United and I defend the club, I defend the goalkeeper, because I genuinely believe, rightly or wrongly, I don't think it actually helps Meslier to actually consistently tell him he's fucking shit his job. Like, if someone went to your job and told you all individually was shit at your job repeatedly, it's not going to help you be really good at your job. Rightly or wrongly, that's just what I think. But at the same time, I sit here and I'm just like, Ben, I'm
a massive believer that there's side before self written all over Ellen Road, written all over Thorpe Arch. So at what point does Ilan Meslier become side before self? Because he knows he is a hindrance to this team. So why doesn't he just go tell the boss, right, I'm not good enough, I refuse to play, and help your teammates out? Side before self. Humility. Because you're not good enough, and he clearly knows he's not fucking good enough. Anyone wants to argue with me, that keeper is not good enough.
Hey Sam,
Prove
how
me
you
wrong.
doing? I'll say hello to Rosie.
Prove me wrong, people. Somebody tell me why he deserves another shot in goal for this football team.
So obviously Zanzi did say, to be fair to him, I see it's like all those idiots keep saying that Arsenal keeps bottling the two. But it's like the thing that annoys me, like I got annoyed last year, to be fair, I was getting annoyed that when Leeds did lose a game, Ryan, Mr. Arsenal podcast, would be like, oh, your team are bottling it. I'd be like, no, we lost a football match. We hadn't bottled anything. He went on to be proven right that we did bottle it. But it was being said at times where I was like, we've still got time to overturn this. And we didn't. But that's irrelevant to the point I was making. And anyway. But he said, like that old Chinese saying, and the sequel to this message, to be fair to him, Sam Greenwood said, that old Chinese saying, prawn crackers free with every order. You can always count on Greenwood to put a smile on your face.
Look,
Director John.
call it negative or what, right? When
Sure.
you have the luxury of the wages and the high profile jobs that you've got as a football manager, right, then you should expect to be called out by fans. Am I right or wrong? And can you personally see the same mistakes being made by him again? Because his pig-headedness, he's stubborn, and he refuses to take any responsibility for defeats or failure. It's always something, there's 1,000 excuses. And on what planet, right, can he guarantee, right, 100% that Leeds United will be Premier League next season? After watching that shit yesterday. No, but you can't guarantee that. So why say it? You can't guarantee it.
You can't. But
we are not 100% going to be.
If he doesn't, he's going to get sacked, so you might as well say it.
They're not going to sack him now. They might sack him at the end of the season, but...
No, that's what I'm saying. So he might as well say it now. Because then if he actually does do it right, he then gets to point back and go, well, I guaranteed it. When shit was done, I said we were going to win.
Bitching on. We've had one training session this week. Well, surely Sheffield United had less than that because they played the day before us. They still managed to win convincingly. Burnley the same. They still managed to win. Swansea, they still managed to get a point against us. It was the same for every team. Maybe not as many internationals in certain sides, but still, it's a disruption to the season.
Tarek's not a fan of Leeds, but he was watching the game on the fire, on the legally provided highlights, and it seemed like they turned off because it went up in the first minute. I mean, that's fair to say. Frustrated because they didn't finish them off. Again, fair to say. I think that is the top I've been looking at for a while. Rosie referring to the, correct me if I'm wrong, the Rangers of New York shirt. On a good note, I've seen this in worse positions over the years. What the real fear is, John?
Definitely.
Let me tell you, and John, you are right here. Swansea did deserve their point. One thing I never do is sit here and say a team.
Let's be fair. They deserve more than a point. They were the best side out there.
You're right, actually. I'm annoyed though that it took them. I'm annoyed that in the 97th minute of a football match at Ellen Road, where we're winning. Well, I know the goal was 96th minute, whatever, but we're winning, and they're coming at us like it's a cup final, and like they're not on the beach, and it's like, why aren't you on the beach? Oh, they ain't coming up for like the goalkeeper coming up for a corner type mentality. If they're losing by 1 goal at Sheffield United, it really winds me up.
I don't like having to watch a football match, right, where I know that the 10 outfield players are fully capable of winning that game, right? But having that fear in the back of your mind, right, is that idiot going to cock it up again? Now, can you, John, I love your positiveness, and yeah, I agree with second, but can you guarantee me he's not going to cost us at least another 4 points in these 7 games? You can't guarantee that with him. Drop him. He needs dropping. And the reason I'm aiming this at Farker is because it's his refusal to drop him. It's his refusal to drop players when they're not in form. And you've got decent players itching at the bit to try and prove themselves. How do you break into his team unless somebody's injured? What message does it send out to your squad? He's an absolute... I can't stick the man. I really can't stick the guy. And part of me wants us not to go up so they'll get rid of him. Because we go forward with this idiot in the Premier League, we're toast. He's fucking clueless. A sponge could win this league with this team. This team is so much better than the rest of them, but he's making it difficult. And I wonder, like, when Parag Marath speaks to him, that he feeds them the same fucking bullshit he feeds us. And whether they swallow this bullshit or they can see what we can see, right, and think, right, we need a drastic change if we go up.
I just believe our club is cursed. Because there's something that's
I'm not
outside of our power.
Sort of guy like that.
I can't explain it, because it feels like there's some like higher power outside of our club that fucks us.
It doesn't matter who owns us, who manages us, what team it is, what decade
that's my fault of it.
It seems to be, yeah. I get what you're saying, but
because if we have the Forest Green Rovers manager out of 5th tier, we're shit. And if we have the fucking best manager available at the time, we're shit. And people will sit there and go, why are you saying you're shit? You're second. This is absurd. But we should be 10 points clear. And we're not 10 points clear because of stupidness happening.
That first half yesterday was shocking after the first 30 seconds. So you want a manager, right, that's proactive, that goes in there, sees what's wrong, right, gives it a little shit, like Pep did today. I watched Man City. They were shocking first half. So he brought someone off, brought a left back on and changed it a little bit. Total different side, proactive, see what he needs to do it. He don't, he'll send the same out with a team talk up their ass. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And then 70 minutes sub. But lately he's sort of made that sort of change. That was crying out yesterday, and I'm not blaming Ampadu, but it was crying out at half time for him to come off. He was shot. Rusty, shot. Tanaka needed to come on at half time. Needed to change Dan James at half time and Aronson at half time and Firpo. And we would have won that game. But leaving.
Did he say change Firpo at halftime?
Yeah, bring him
on the pitch.
Oh, bring him on. Oh, I thought you were saying take him off. I didn't watch the game. I thought Tom was going to reach across and slap you to take Firpo off. Yeah. I have last year's standings at the 39th match, if you want me to put it up there.
Let's have a look. Let's compare it.
All right, hold on.
Oh, there's no way of actually getting it up there.
Yeah. Can you remove the last one or the question and then put it back in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, that's gone.
Right, directing. Love it.
You know what, John? I'm glad, John Garside, I'm glad you said that, because we're actually going to start out with the usual shit we usually do. So obviously we've got...
Definitely.
Ben made this a Fark edition of the Sunday Roast. But the game, this was taken at 11:20 in the morning.
That's a nice photograph, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a shame that the thing's in the way. So, as you always know... This
is the starting lineup.
I wouldn't pick Meslier, and that's not in hindsight, right? That's in hindsight of the fucking season that he's had. I wouldn't have picked. Look, I get he was tired, but I would have changed it at half time. In hindsight of the first half, so I get why he picked Byron. I would have picked Tanaka from the start. I would have picked anybody but Aronson from the start, and forget that he tapped the ball in the first fucking minute. I'm not bothered, right? He was shocking and did fuck all after that, right? I don't expect a player to be on 40 grand a week for 30 seconds work, and that's what I would have changed.
Alright, interesting. John Garside, what would you retort with that? What would you have changed? To be fair, seeing as you also said the wrong side line. In hindsight, it's obviously the wrong side lineup, so I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I mean, you're almost certainly right, but still, just out of interest, because Garside.
There's an argument. Would you have started Ampadu, or would you have brought him on for 20 minutes? Would that have been the better option?
I get why he started Ampadu, because he wanted to shore up defensively. Because a lot of the things that have gone wrong over the previous 4 matches have been because Ampadu wasn't there. Thank you, John. This is basically at the same stage of last season, and it went so amazingly.
Are we? We're on 81 points. I'll get it up now.
I got the answer. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 2 points worse off. And we scored about the same amount of goals.
Even injury just as a pig. Thank you, John Garside, Darlow, Furpo, Snack, or grew everything before Ampadu. In hindsight, it was obviously wrong to put Ampadu where he did, but I get why he did. Because
same amount of goals scored, exactly. So we've tightened up defensively, and we're 2 points worse off than we were last season.
Right, so
and the goal difference is only 9 to Burnley.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, Burnley have basically killed off the goal difference. The gap, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, 9 goals is still a lot, but you know,
yeah,
we had a much bigger gap. We had a much bigger gap than they did. You know, 5 games ago, it was probably not 9 goals. This is how we lined up, obviously, on the day.
Ampadu looked shagged, yeah, he did. I'd have put Darlow, Furpo, Tanaka on, grew everything before. Fair play. Yeah, similar. So you're not worried at all, John? There's no Leeds United heebie-jeebies in your mind?
I think it was right to not start Nonto purely because of the injury he must have been carrying. But
boy, he was hungry when he came on. What do I have to do? He's thinking. You can't not start him now. For me, there's 2 things that you can't ignore coming into Luton, right? And it's 1, Nonto for Aronson, and 2, Darlow for Meslier. What you do with your midfield, right? Look, we could all argue, but you can only find out in hindsight whether it was the right midfield or not, can't you? It's a toss-up.
John Garside, are you saying you ain't expecting any points at Luton, or you're not expecting changes to the team? Because I do expect to win at Luton.
Yesterday, I don't expect anything. I think we should. Realistically, we should be winning at Luton. We should be winning all 7 of our games. But
I'm going to say next week. I'm going to say it the week after. I expect to win every game. But I mean, my predictions on the predictions game were a bit silly, some would say. But we'll see it when we get there. But something that, in all seriousness, did occur yesterday, which I think would be a bit wrong to not actually bring up or whatever. But it was obviously the the home game for Leeds United that is nearest to the date of the tragedy 25 years ago. We always mark of course. With obviously, for people that are not aware, which is understandable, of course, Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate, 2 Leeds United fans, travelled with Leeds United fans to Turkey to watch Galatasaray versus Leeds United in a then UEFA Cup semi-final. I believe it was the 5th of April. Apologies if it turns out I'm wrong. Where basically they were murdered by Galatasaray fans on the night before the game. So, correct me if I'm wrong, presumably the Wednesday night before the game on the Thursday. And UEFA made us play the match. And it didn't go well for us, to be honest, but it was irrelevant at the time because obviously when your fans are being killed, the football is secondary, in my opinion.
The fans turn their back on the game.
Yeah. And
that's why they did that in the 25th minute yesterday. They turned their back.
Yeah.
In respect to what they did that night.
To be fair, Swansea also did a thing for it. Obviously, alongside the club captains came out with the flowers and stuff. But, you know, it was important. Like, it sounds really silly because as much as we're getting angry over the football, that is more important than the football. Like, no one should actually go to a football match and not come home.
I'll be pissed off, right? Pissed off with Leeds, but as soon as I turn it off, there's life. And no football fan should have to go watch a football match and not come on. Yeah. No matter what dislike you've got for another club or what, it's just senseless. Is what it was.
I thought it'd be wrong to not bring it up before we then go lay back into Daniel Farke or whatever. But
I'm done with Daniel. I'm done. I've said what I have to say on Daniel. It speaks for itself. Anybody with 2 eyes can see it.
It's actually the one thing that Leeds fans remotely don't give Peter Ridsdale any shit for, because he was fantastic in that whole situation.
Yeah,
from what I've read and seen and things like that. But he totally fucked our club. But the way he tried to help that family, but both the families, fantastic. But, you know, it's a bit fair. Oh, we scored in the first minute, you may or may not know.
Is it time to be, it was a point and not, it felt like a loss?
No, it felt like a loss. I will not betray my previous feelings of it felt like a loss by punching me repeatedly in the balls. That is what it felt like. Anyway, in the 13th minute of the game, Swansea were awarded a penalty and Meslier saved it.
Can you put that up again just for people that think they read the wrong thing? He did actually save a penalty, people. So things were going well for Milan. Well.
And then I laid eyes on this. Yep.
That goes perfectly with the text I sent my dad before the game. I sent a nice 2-0 early lead, and then Aronson to run into Meslier, and they're both injured for the rest of the season.
John, I would have saved that
and he saved the penalty.
Yeah. I'd save it because I was awesome, John. Not because I'm a shit goalkeeper who got lucky.
Regardless of how tame the penalty was, right, I'm not going to take the save away from him because it was his first one, I do believe.
He's had 2 penalty saves for Leeds United now. The other penalty save, in true Meslier fashion, I might have
The
the name of the
rebound.
player wrong, but I think it's Jesse Lingard who missed the penalty, but then the rebound fell straight back to him and then buried it. And then celebrated like he'd won the World Cup.
Yeah, I
So,
remember
is
it
what
now.
it is. That's not Melier's fault. Like, that's just pure
So
fortunateness
I was
that it
all
landed back
props.
at his feet.
I was all props for him and his penalty save.
But then,
Not
we
gonna-
hit half
it's
time.
not just-
We hit half time. And then it gets a bit... Get ready, everybody. He's about to do something stupid. Goal. Swansea. Harry Darling equalises for the visitors. Ben?
Well, that's very PC. Very PC. That should have said, the fucking clown fucked up again.
I don't have a photo of it, Ben, but if looks could kill, the look on Joe Rodon's face when he realised what had happened.
Do you think he gets a Christmas card off Joe Rodon?
No. No,
Do you think
not
if
even
he
if they
does
lived
when
in
he
the
opens
same
it
house.
up? Do you think if he does when he opens it up, a boxing glove comes out and just punches it?
Yeah, just... I'm tired of defending him because I feel like he's making me look like a fucking idiot every time he fucks up
Oh, he
after
is.
it.
He fucking is.
And he doesn't know
He
I
is.
exist, so it's really irrational of me. But anyway, so still. Then, basically, we scored. Now, I've got issue with the goal. It's fantastic, obviously. Now, it ultimately means nothing, but the celebration for it all, that is far too early in the game to basically be doing the celebration that gets you booked for doing it and like shirt off and all that in the 85th minute. The game doesn't end for another 10 minutes. Spoiler, the game don't end for another 12 minutes.
Yeah, as soon
They
as that
don't know
7
that
went
then.
up, I got a sinking feeling. As soon as that 7 went up.
When that goal went in, and this is kind of using some stuff that Ben did send me during the week, I was like, yes! Yes! Yeah, well, I wasn't. I was just sat there. Because I've seen this record before. But yes! And then, no! 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 Yeah, they scored. Ben? Tell a lovely
How would you let a
audience
guy
why.
named after... How would you let a guy who is named after a space station kick the ball straight through you like you're a hologram?
Definitely got booked for it, John.
It's basically what
Definitely
happened,
got booked for
people, is there was a series of play in the far right corner that somehow broke to their forward. And Melier at his near post had it covered. And he just, I won't even say fiercely shot it. There's a little bit on it. And he just shot it straight at
It
Melier.
does fizz.
Straight at him. But
in fairness to Melier, right? And
no, Tom,
you know,
no.
No, Ben, it should never even get to the point where he needs to make the save. It just shouldn't. It just shouldn't, Ben.
He'd be ready for that as a goalkeeper. He should be paid to be trains all week for that.
Oh, he's at fault from the moment he's called into action for it, in terms of like the one-on-one. But that ball, Al Tanaka should control the football. It's his job.
What do they kick at him in training? Bubbles?
Hopefully, because he might hurt himself. I don't know, Ben. But fact of the matter is, there are so many elements in that play that ball should be nowhere near our penalty box.
Does anybody know how to get an invite to a press conference to ask questions? Could I just set up some bullshit magazine and then say, right, I'm a journalist, I want to ask questions? Because we've got the worst journalists in the world.
Yeah.
And that Bamford
Because
thing there
they
just
like
brought
their
it up in my
cushy little
mind
job.
because, well, they go, oh, how's Bamford doing? Does anyone on this green planet give a fuck? Really?
Our journalists are celebrities in their own right, and I think that's a mistake. I think that's wrong. Like, I shouldn't know the names of the Leeds United journalists, but I do. And it's basically become like, oh, I'm Adam Pope here to ask questions. And also the other one, Graham Smith.
What did you have for dinner, Daniel? Yes, Daniel. Fuck it. Who wants to know that?
Because we're all mates. And then
I
I
want to
run
know,
off
right?
to the
Here's
Squareboard
what I want to know.
podcast. Oh, it's the West Stand, everyone. It's the West Stand. Fuck off with your stupid, shitty little names.
What have you learned from the mistakes that you made last season, Daniel? That's what I'd ask him. What have you learned from the mistakes that you made? And I'd highlight you made, because he doesn't hold accountability for anything.
So that being
and then
said,
I'd also ask him, what does it take for somebody outside the first team 11, other than an injury, to break into your squad? And my third question is, how shit is Caldalo really?
I don't understand. I know Melier is the goalkeeper until game 46. And let's be fair. Game 49, probably. Because
48. Because Coventry are going to do us in last minute.
yeah,
because Melier is going to do a fucking Casilla in the second leg.
Dono hasn't looked shit for Wales. Yeah, but Wales don't play with the fucking Leeds United badge on them, do they? Ben also had made this. For anyone who wondered what's going on during this season, nah, I'm joking, obviously. I really don't think he's bent, but still. Also, for anyone who wondered what actually the fuck went on yesterday. How are they getting 13 shots on Leeds United at home?
How are we only having 313 passes at home?
Were they doing the thing where, like, every time they got possession, they would just head straight forward?
Do you know what the difference was yesterday? Right, our goalkeeper would get it. Our backliner was pressed. Their goalkeeper would get it. There was no press until the edge of the centre circle. So they basically made it a third way up the pitch straight away. And then our press was non-existent. That was the difference yesterday. That's what made it.
Is there a starting goalkeeper, Sam? What else we got from... Oh, Ben. Ben's going to introduce you all to a new family exclusive on We All Love Leeds. A new family. Say hello to the Meliers. Why's that not come up?
Yeah, it did come up.
Oh, it did come up. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
The Meliers. Ben, can you explain your design?
My design is, there's little Elan on the left, and his mother and father and his sister, because that's what he is a fucking scarecrow.
Very great to see Alioski looking so well. What a good looking family. Thank you, Tarak. I'm sure he'll be very happy you said that. But you've all heard, and I say all, like, hyperbole, I suppose, but this did then cause me to basically bring up Rosie. Our very own Rosie sent in the Crow of Judgment Bling Edition. However,
It's a dark crow.
it's Dark Crow. Director John did take the initiative and he found us a selection of crows. Because John loves the crow shit. Which crow are you all at? The crow of sadness? The crow of judgment? The crow of ultra judgment? And Ben's very own Supreme Joe of the Supreme Joe of Crudgement. Fuck it, I've said it when I ran. Fuck it.
Yeah, finish it.
Fuck it. Yeah, I might as well. But yeah, let's have a look in the comments. Ian Gummidge. Hello Lawrence, how you doing? That's the straw that broke the camel's back. Straw men, they are legion.
Where's Sam G? Very quiet, isn't it, really, the chat, because there's no one to roast.
The crow, Supreme Crow of Joe of Crudgement is his new name. I should have known better than to get that wrong in front of Rosie. His new name. Crows look judgmental. Which of the crows are your favourite, Sam? Rosie in chat. Not that we actually want to judge the crows of judgment or, you know, discriminate between them, but still. Ben the Twat in Black. Ben Toner is the referee this week.
I can't remember how I felt about it. I thought it was all right. I thought the penalty was a bit soft, but inevitably it was. But yeah, look, I don't even care how he played. It wasn't his fault.
I'm not going to say that we did not win because of Ben Toner. I do want to know what we did that actually caused 7 minutes of stoppage time.
It was what they did that caused 7 minutes of stoppage time.
That's what I was going to say. In terms of, it annoyed me that the club that basically time wasted the whole thing at 1-1 then basically earned themselves the time to get an equaliser. And that's not how it's supposed to work, though, is it? But it did.
It is if you're Leeds United.
There you go. The one that Ben made. With red eyes. I liked Rosie's Bling Crow with his natty tash.
Yeah. I like the
snazzy topper.
cane.
Hi Rosie, I'm good. Hope tore well. Oh, and you know what? Let's put have bets in, not bets in the chat. Obviously, I ain't got a gaming license. Who do you think the wanker of the week is? And more specifically, who do you think Ben selected as wanker of the week? More importantly, when the game finished at 4:44 in the afternoon, who did Ben send me at 4:48 as the wanker of the week?
Don't want in any mood for it.
I was having fucking none of it. I was like, I need to digest this fucking bollocks.
I needed to get it over and done with.
Wanker of the week was probably your keeper. Well, I wonder who Ben picked. Wouldn't be a French fraud by any chance. Your keeper. Wanker of the week, Donald Trump again. Director John's going to come for you, Jimmy. Darlow
He
needs to.
Yes, I am.
There you
He's seen
go.
it.
I do have to correct something, Tom. I gave you the wrong graphic with the stats.
Oh,
That matters nothing, John. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to correct it. You know, the internet
thank you,
is
John.
forever.
it
Because
still
when you
looked
said,
correct.
but when Ben had said it was 300,
You give us the half time. You give us the half time stats there, did you?
I guess it was. I don't
thinking
know.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah,
know what it was.
Swansea had 13 shots by half time and 9 at full time.
They reviewed the transcript and they took 4 away. But anyway,
Darlow needs to start some games. Melier will cost us automatic promotion, and Schmidt needs games. Welcome to Ben's alt account.
Agree totally.
Superman fan. And
Right, so the wanker of the week.
right, the wanker of the week this week is. Hi, Dan.
Prick. Fucking prick. I fear for us if we go up.
Personally, I would have put up an entire team sheet. I'd have slapped it on the team sheet because they were all fucking wankers, especially that 97 minutes.
My next choice would have been Victor Orta.
Why is that?
Because he brought that
Buy
fucking clown to the club. He brought that clown to the club.
That's true.
It's a typical
What is
fucking
Ben's
Orta
beef
sign.
with
I've
Steve
never seen him play.
Much prefer John Endry to Stephen Endry, and Ronnie fan. Yeah. Right. Well, what do we usually do at this point? You know what? What point do you want to do the question of the week at, Ben?
Any point. I'm not bothered. No.
Fuck it. You know what? We'll just quickly do dipshits because it don't take that long. So it's time for the dipshits. Very slim pickings this week, obviously, because there's not actually that much football on telly for Hinchcliffe to be involved in. Can you tell Matthew Upson played for Brighton? Or can't you tell Matthew Andy Hinchcliffe or not? Tit. I did try and find the context for that, but apparently it turned out the person that made the tweet had actually misremembered that he did play for the other team or whatever. Anyway, it's not important. Andy Hinchcliffe, what a player. Solid left back, but even stronger jawline. Even though he does look like a teapot. And it is mental. We should be 5 points clear of the best team the championship has ever seen. Quoting Andy Hinchcliffe 2025, sorry. But because apparently Andy Hinchcliffe hates Sheffield United and favours Leeds. Can you believe that, Ben?
I just don't think he liked anyone. Apart from Barry Bannon.
That's what I've discovered doing all this. Barks should be sacked at the end of the season. If we're promoted, get a new manager. If not, still sack him.
Sack him.
Me too, Jimmy. And Stephen Endry is probably my sporting hero. And do I remember saying that Brighton Forest would be 0-0 during betting and dark? He did say that, to be fair. Congratulations, Jimmy.
You didn't dream it, Jimmy.
To be fair to Jimmy. Sorry, Ben?
You didn't dream it.
No, I did definitely say it. To be fair to him, he actually said, now Thomas said it's going to be 3-2 to either of them, it's definitely going to be 0-0. So, thank you for that, Jimmy. And
I watched the highlights and it basically went straight to the penalties. So
I'm not
take
surprised.
from that what you will.
I may have some memes about that. Maybe just slightly. Petition to replace WrestleMania roast host Tony Hinchcliffe with former Everton and Sheffield United left back Andy Hinchcliffe. From Marcus B or Mark B. I don't know who Tony is, but folk I like on here thinks he's a cunt, so fuck him.
Is he right?
I've never seen Tony Hinchcliffe in my life. Like, I've never seen his comedy. So I have no idea. Actually, tell a lie. If he was at the roast of Tom Brady on Netflix, then I have seen him, and he probably was a bit funny. Because 90% of jokes were, Tom, your wife left you for the yoga instructor, or whatever it was. And that was 90% of the jokes. Because what else are you going to say about Tom Brady, I suppose?
More fool her then.
Yeah.
She cashed out early, in my opinion.
She was doing all right for herself, though, to be fair. I think she was a supermodel in her own right. Talking of Tony, how's Tony Shipwreck doing? He's alive.
Yeah, but being a supermodel in Tom Brady money, is it?
No.
Even retired Tom Brady money. I mean, look, he can afford to splash out on things like Birmingham City.
As you do.
And Wayne Rooney.
You know what to do, people. And, yeah, so obviously, these are the results for the week. Obviously, Derby County will be playing Preston in midweek to make up for the fact that Preston made the FA Cup quarter-final. How did it go for Preston?
They made a show of it until Rashford scored. They made it hard for him, but other than that...
That's a lot more polite than I'd be about Preston, because I think Preston should go fuck themselves.
I wanted him to win. I wanted him to win the cup, to be honest.
Benjamin, Tom Brady signed a 10-year contract with Fox Sports for $375 million for
there you
10
go.
years. This is after he finished playing.
And that's just his Fox money.
Yeah.
Think of all the adverts he does and the shit. And crazy money.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost as much money as in, YouTube.
Well, yeah, so you're getting paid not far off that, John, I hear. 5-week holidays, do you know?
John is the most highly paid man in
luxurious Bucharest. With that beautiful beachfront property.
That was beautiful view.
Brady has more money than sense. Fuck, could throw a ball though. That's fair to him. Obviously, this is out of the table. Swansea worked their fucking nuts off to get up to 16th.
To have that much money, you've got to have some sense. You obviously went the right way somewhere. It's like people mock Donald Trump. He's still rich. He still made it to be president. No matter how stupid he comes across to people and how thick and whatever you want to think of him, he's still got somewhere
to surround himself with the right people.
Yeah, that you could never get. Do you know? So he's got some sense somewhere.
This is what the table is.
Don't anyone think that he doesn't know what he's doing right now, because he does.
The political views of Ben don't reflect the the opinions of Jimmy, or whatever that.
Look, I've got my own thoughts on. I've got my own thoughts.
Whatever
on
that disclaimer.
I keep them respectful to you, John. Really. Do you know it's your business. It's not my country to be sticking my oar in.
What's the usual disclaimer, though? The views represented here are not, whatever. I'm sure you guys have heard that.
The views.
But I think the views on Elon Musk are worse at the minute because he's just sticking his oar in everywhere and stick to your own shit. Don't come over here poking your nose in. Do you know? And that's my view on
These do
Elon
not
Musk.
reflect the views of the Tom Corporation.
But this isn't a political anyway. It's
all Tom, all the time.
Tom for world president.
No one wants that shit. So obviously next week we start off very early in the morning. In United States time, we start off at 7:30. Hey, Miss Molina, how you doing? As a bankrupt isn't allowed to become an MP, it blows my mind that someone who has bankrupted multiple companies can be given the keys to the Shite House and nuclear football. And, yeah. Good evening all. Good evening, Miss Molina. So, Leeds play Luton next week. Obviously, that'll be at the same time as Coventry are at home to Burnley. Watch our Coventry, seriously, Coventry take that. And, Coventry play Sheffield United play Oxford after. So, we'll see how that goes. People saying hello to each other there.
They're all playing Saturday? Is that what it was? They're all playing Saturday.
Yeah.
Ah, good.
So
you'll get all your graphics early next week.
Oh, nice. So because John made it, I'm gonna put it up out of respect for John. But for anyone who wondered, this is the running for Burnley. Obviously, Coventry at weekend.
So that's it. That's the only fixture that stands out, and it's the Sheffield United game. I don't expect them to lose any.
It's interesting you say that because
Coventry,
if you look at the
Coventry away,
games, what one stands out?
Coventry away might be a challenge. It might be a draw. I could hope for that, I suppose. But this one, yeah, I think they get beat by Burnley personally, and I think they do drop points somewhere else. But where remains to be seen.
And this is where Leeds United finish off.
I just think we need to be flawless.
Really do. As silly as this sounds, we win all 7, we get promoted. I know football don't work out like that, as it didn't this week when I said the same thing last week. But I suppose you've got to live with the dream, I suppose, or whatever, however you put it. Blackburn take a point from Sheffield. That'd be very appreciative, Tarak. Thank you for. Can you arrange for that to happen?
I'd be interested to see, whether the same Bristol City turn up to Welland Road as what turned up to Turf Moor yesterday, with 2 shots off target.
It won't.
And just
it won't. You know, we'll know the Leeds tax in full effect. As
it's
it was
evident
yesterday.
on YouTube. I mean, you look at the Swansea reactions on YouTube compared. I'd hate to be at the point where getting a point away is the highlight of your season. It's pathetic. So you win the cup, you got a point at Elland Road, and fuck me.
And then Chris and Sheffield United also have to play Burnley, which means more guaranteed points drop. I really hope that we were not at this stage of the season where we had to pull.
We need a draw in that
card
game.
Out, basically.
We need a draw in that game. A nice 0-0 draw.
Yeah, the ideal result is neither of them win. Yeah. My internet died then for a second.
I didn't know whether it was me or you. I had to move just.
Mine, unfortunately. So I know it's Bristol City, but I'm just going to do Anthony the service of, let's check who the hardest game's going to be. Oh my God, oh no, we're playing Bristol City at home.
See, after yesterday, any one of them can be a triple.
Yep. Ideal result is a team that has a bigger points gap wins. Yep.
Look, I just thought we'd go make a statement next week. and put everyone's mind at rest.
We need to do something to Luton that is borderline arrestable.
Yeah, well, you put three hoodoos to bed if you go there and win 4-0. You put the worries of this week away. You put the 12 o'clock away fixtures away, and you put it's right outside London away. Do you know?
We've done quite well just outside London, though. It's actually in London that we're shit. At Luton, at Watford, we do okay.
You need to get a job in football catering. And then when Leeds are in London, stick something in the food of the opposition, like ketamine or something, just before the game, and we'll be all right.
Or urine. It's not I'm being specific. You know what? Before we do the quiz and the memes and all that, might as well, this is how we did last month. Thank you, John. It was well, yep. Tarak's gone for Tottenham playing at West Ham in 05. Sorry, Ben.
If it weren't for Millwall being so generous to us,
it'd been a reverse February. It's not great. It's not great. You know what? I could put up. We've combined April and May together, but you'll see why when I put it up. This is my prediction. Obviously sponsored by the Crow Judgment, because of course it is. Who else would it be sponsored by? Look at him staring at us all judgmentally.
I picked these before yesterday.
I picked these as the first thing I saw when I woke up, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. Just go 0-0, 7-7, 7-0, 0-0, 7-0, 7-0, 0-0. Not the most rational moment in my life, admittedly.
It's 8 points dropped, though. I thought, like, 8 points dropped. 8 points dropped don't get us up.
There's a lot of things about Leeds I don't like, but, you know, I just have to sit and fucking accept it. Dr. Tom's special curry. Don't get me wrong, that Middlesbrough Leeds 7-7 game will be like the greatest football match that ever lived. The way this would happen, though, is Leeds are going 7-4 up with 5 minutes left. And then Meslier, then Darlow gets an injury and Meslier gets sent on. And then we get a visit from. You want to know? You want to know who we get a visit from at 7-4 up against Middlesbrough? You know who we get a visit from? Hi, everybody! Hi, Dr. Leeds! I'll be furious. I fucking hate Dr. Leeds, but I know it exists. I know it's a real thing. Anyway. What's Sam say? Tom not thinking straight. I'd been awake for about 12 seconds because I saw John's message and then I was like, I better answer John's question about so he could get it done or whatever it was, however he does it. And then I was like, oh yeah, 0-0, 7-7. I thought I was being a bit overly clever with the 7-7 because I thought, well, that's all sort of quirky shit that people expect from me. But still, anyway, the more important thing here is I was about to put up a question of the week, and I realised I took it down about 2 minutes ago. John, kind of need a slide removed, but I would just do it for myself. No problem. So, hi everybody, you all ready for the question of the week?
Is it, on a scale of 1 to 10, how depressed were we yesterday?
Yes. Yes. Dr. John said it's the same old, same old. Mr. Tom's question of the week. So what does that mean? What does that mean the question's actually going to be? Who are these lucky individuals that have played for both Leeds United and Swansea City?
Ilan Melier.
He's not fallen that far yet.
Dick Stroker.
DS, FB, JR, AT, CR, TY, AR, PH, DJ, JP, and AC.
No,
I'm
Matt
just going to sit
Grimes.
here and sip on a carbonated beverage. Incorrect.
Aaron Ramsey. That's it, Andy Ritchie.
Fatty Arbuckle is the most correct I've ever known an answer to be. Dan James is correct, Harak.
Terry Orroff.
Got the answer. Terry Orff is correct. Dominic Jittlewood is correct as well. Arthur Crumpets, very correct. Joe Rondon, correct. Joe Rodon. Joel Peru is actually correct. Facebook in defence, definitely correct. Tate is correct.
Paralysed hand.
Paralysed hand. Tony Yeboah, obviously correct. It's not correct. It's not correct. Pablo is correct, but what's Pablo's name?
Highness.
Fanny Bauer is so correct. J.R. Ewing in defence, of course. Who is AC? That used to play for Leeds and Swansea. John Garside and Tarak have combined to create Pablo Hernandez, which is a correct answer. Well done, lads.
Is it Andy Cousins?
It's not on my cheat sheet. It's not Andy Cousins, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong.
Alan Clark, Jimmy goes.
It's not Alan Clark, I'm afraid, Jimmy.
So
But it definitely is Fat Bean. And as who said public hair? Annie Herbert said public hair. Oh, brilliant! Is that hair for everyone, Anthony? Dan Greenwood is trying to actually come up with the most correct answers, and he's nearly actually getting there with it, because Dirty Jizzbox is in fact up front. Not a clue on AC. Done quite well on this, to be fair, Mr. Garside. David Seaman. You know what? That's a great answer, actually. And I know David Seaman has played for Leeds United, but he has not played for Swansea, I'm afraid. That's very good, actually, Mr. Herbert, because obviously Terry Orff's daughter was born Gabby Orff, and he did start out on Sky Sports News, I believe.
I'm going to go goalkeeper's going to be something like Derek Smith from 1933.
It's a little bit after that. He's actually this might knock your socks off. He's actually a Champions League final playing goalkeeper.
Not
David
Sylvester.
Harvey was recovering from a car accident, meaning that DS played in the 1975 Champions League final.
For whom?
Oh, well, not Bayern Munich, obviously.
David Story? Not Story, Sprake. No, it's Gary Sprake, wasn't it?
We've got some great questions here. Great answers, sorry. Was Donald Sutherland after he ended up starring in MASH, or ended starring in MASH? Cristiano Ronaldo in defence? We'd definitely have him in defence. It's not true, actually. Dick Shock. Sorry, Dick Shack. Sorry, dog shit. Thornbean. FB. I think it's that Spanish lad from 2010. I think you're probably right. I actually think Jimmy's actually won the entire quiz with the answer of Fabian Belf. Rosie's favourite TV character of Al Cundy. Even John's laughing at that, to be fair. I'll just let you know that for free. John, you can see John's hands going up and down where he's like... No, man. More power. Alexander Tukashenko. Akito Tukashito. That's a sequel to that one. I'll give you all another minute to basically just absolutely destroy the thing and spam Google or whatever it is. Darnell Schwarzenegger. My bad. That wasn't Bundy. Awesome. Aaron Ratkinson. With pothole.
Bob Stoker. No, I don't know the goalkeeper is. I can't find him. So I'm not going to have a guess at him.
The answers are, oh, hang on, Dingleberry sourcing goal. Alf Ramsey. Alison Ross. I'm pretty certain it's going to be right. Alison Cross. Alison Tross.
Andy Ritchie, is it? No?
Sorry, mate?
Is it Andy Ritchie?
I think it is. Do you want me to put the answers up yet, Ben? I'll end the quiz if you want me to.
Yeah, crack on. We'll have a look. See where we're at.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Andy Robinson. Andy Ritchie was awesome.
David Stewart.
Yeah. Federico Bassone, or is the player, or Bassone, however you pronounce it, is actually the lad that I believe you were looking for. Yes, Mr. Herbert, because I know where you got it from on Google. And Joe Rodon is obviously the centre back. Alan Tate is the, I don't say the other centre back. It's probably massively wrong.
Wasn't he from Emmerdale?
Totally in Emmerdale. Totally in Emmerdale. Obviously, Terry Orth was the correct answer. Pablo Hernandez, excellent work between Tarak and John Carside. And Alan Curtis. I know someone said Alan Curtis, so well done to whoever that was. And Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics. Next week, it will be a totally original question. And you can all guess what the actual subject is based on the history of knowing the... Zanzi, it's exactly right. As Sam Greenwood above you just said, Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics, and... Sorry, John. I'm getting in your way of your directoring. Alice Cooper. Oh look, hello Richard Cranium. Welcome.
Hi Richard.
Pablo Hernandez played baseball for the Oakland Athletics. Where's Mr. Herbert gone? Yeah, but Anders, it's a good thing that you missed the quiz because you know all the answers. And the answers were 1921. So, that being said, that was awesome. You all made it awesome. Oprah Winfrey is obviously a great answer in this. I mean, it's good, but it wasn't on the list, I suppose. That being said. Yeah, I have no idea, Ben. I have no idea. I thought Oprah Winfrey was going to be a correct answer, but it turns out it's not.
Would have been last week, maybe. That is a certain gentleman finger fucking his ear.
What a young man. What a young man he is. So, I'm sorry, Director John, I'm going to have to move us away from your toys over on We All Love Leeds, because I think it's time to move over to We All Love Leeds 2 for as Ben calls it, the Sunday Roast, Daniel Fark edition. Sorry. Sunday Roast.
Daniel Fark edition.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Just
makes a change.
Nail the audio.
Right.
If anyone wants any audio doing, me and Tom are available at a reasonable price.
I'll sing the theme tune at the end of my wrestling show now. Don't know if you all know that, but blankets. Rosie is upset I didn't accept her OnlyFans invite. Last night, Will Sutton scored against Sutton. I was wondering if that ever happened before. Did James Chester ever score against Chester? Did White York ever score against York? Did Stephen Kuntz ever score against Liverpool? Who knows? Who knows? Chris Nix, you're the man that knows all this stuff. Hands up if you believe Sam. Sam's hand went up. Sam's hand went up. Ryan believed him, I believe. Okay, so what we've also got is every international tournament, my mind turns to the people that watch the free-to-air England game on Sky Sports News. There are people that Sky Sports News have a guy sat there watching the game, and people watch them and watch the game. But it's not. But it's not like it's not like, for example, watching us talk about a game on TV and they're watching us. They can watch it, presumably.
Yeah, you can get Sky Sports News on your phone. You can get ITVX.
Yeah. Ryan, you're out of the club. Sam and Anders, you will. And what club is this then? This is Ryan's favourite segment of the show. Is obviously the memes. A Football League record was genuinely set yesterday. After their 2-0 win, Port Vale are now the only club of the 92 to have beaten the other 91 in a league game. That is some stat. Paul Platts on Twitter said, "Who have they not beat?" To which Port Vale replied and went, "Well, we can't beat ourselves, Paul." Football don't work like that. Football doesn't work like that. Hello, Conche. How you doing? So sick of Lewis O'Brien. Of course, he was the man of the match yesterday. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'll read it. I know he wrote man. He meant man of the match, but he wrote nan of the match. So I declared Lewis O'Brien the nan of the match. I'm sure he's a great nan. Doesn't matter. He's not in the club now. How you doing, Conche? In all seriousness, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but obviously Szoboszlai from Liverpool. We'll call him Dom. Put out on I believe it's Instagram. Guess whose heat map this is? In reference to the player Arda Güler of, I believe he plays for Real Madrid and Turkey, but he obviously doesn't get picked. So they did a heat map of him on the bench at Real Madrid, which led to when he sees his hairline slightly receding and realises he's now banned from Turkey. He'll regret what he said. Man. Jim, you're in the club. You stop your Celtic pish. And I'm good but fucking annoyed after another dismal performance yesterday. Yes, that is pretty much fair. Speaking of Marcus Rashford making England squad as soon as he signed for Aston Villa shows a clear bias to the top clubs, because he didn't get a look in when he was at a relegation fighting club like Manchester United. Without Messi, we'll easily batter Argentina. Do you see their start? I was going to put their starting lineup on here, but that Brazil starting lineup was fucking embarrassing. And that's even without including the fact that Richarlison was in it. That's fucking Joel Linton centre of midfield. Even though you should win the Ballon d'Or, obviously. Stop, Dever, tone it down, touch it. Perhaps Magic, you're in the club. Anyway, Sean Dyche on Vincent Kompany. I spent about 9 million in 2014. Sorry. I spent about 9 million in 2014 with Burnley. Went down on 33 points. Kompany got 24 points after spending 127 million, and he got the Bayern job. I don't know how that works. I wish I was doing it. I wish I'd left 127 million of debt and got the buying job.
No, you got the
And in
Everton
Premier
job
League.
and basically tried to do the same thing to them.
Yeah, he tried to relegate them, but they were too wise for it.
It's down to style of football, Sean, and you just don't have one.
Have a good night, Director John. What happened in Brazil? The team is now mediocre at best. Everyone was a Brazil fan when I was young. Sean Dyche sounds like Doc Cotton after a night out in Ilford. Dyche would have taken a buying job for payment in sausages by the ton. Sangre was thinking that. I remember being mesmerised watching them. Because do you know what the difference with Brazil is? Because football is so homogenised now. In the 70s, or even in 1994, when I got into it, Brazil were playing a style of football that no one did in England. And they did it well. And it was the novelty of you knew you weren't seeing it again for another 4 years, even though you kind of wanted to. Whereas now, you get some of these players, you see them every week. So the Samba boys are no longer special.
Jose Mourinho came. Up until Jose Mourinho came, there was no tactics in England. It was just whoever had the best players.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4-4-2.
Yeah. Decline from 2010. The players aren't getting the top teams in Europe now. They're getting into Tottenham. So that tells you all you need to know. But 1982 was that's arguably the best team to have not won the World Cup from what I can tell, what I've seen. Anyway, but did you also know Roy Keane sitting here looking like he's just demanded photos of Spider-Man on his desk for 9 a.m. It was 4-4-2. Quite right. And wasn't the first Brazilian in the Premier League, Juninho at Barra? It's true. It's true. I believe it was. He was magic. It was magic. Oh, do you know he's back in Scotland? Genuinely true. Victor Wanyama has been signed by Dunfermline Athletic, and they announced it by actually putting out the tweet he's most famous for by saying, I had spaghetti and it was very nice. I enjoyed it. Back with
John
footballers. He did. He really did. With a sauce with meat in it. But yeah, he did genuinely want to tweet that out randomly. I believe it was in his Southampton days. Could be wrong. But I do believe he actually did play in Scotland for Celtic at some point. He looks like a toothbrush in this photo. And damn it, I fell asleep. Greetings everyone from BX Gunner. The world's greatest gunner, some would say. Liverpool fans, we should purposely bottle the league so he doesn't get another medal. Good to see Liverpool fans being rational.
He served you well. 2 titles with him. Let him go earn some money.
Trent can't defend. Trent is a liability. English football gammons. Yeah, Neville's right. Trent can't defend. As soon as he signs for Man United, though, Gary Neville, I'll never understand why Trent isn't more appreciated in this country. That's Gary Neville over, because he has to be the one to say the opposite. Do you know the streets will never forget Manchester United for Paul Pogba with his 250 hairstyles in 288 appearances? ABX. Sam. Jose. Trent on a free. If he wants to wear white, I wouldn't say no for him coming to ER. I knew Sam was going to say that as soon as ER read. Every team looking Man City today. Every football fan looking at Man City. Haaland missed a penalty, I believe, today, which basically, I'm not even going to bother with it, but at the same time, it's like, and here come the stay humble memes. I haven't got any. I'm all humbled out at this point. Okay, Preston, there's a good chance you can beat Villa, but you've just got to visualise how you can do it, how you're going to do it. So they did. They said, Sir Tom Finney has sensationally risen from the dead to lead the line for Preston North End. I don't think it worked for him, no. Don't think it worked for him. I'd have said that Pogba had 288 hairstyles in 250 games. That's a fair point, Mr. Zanzi. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. You get a free ride home. Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. That just kept going, huh? Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Everyone watching it. But their fans actually watching it. Absolutely enthralled. Absolutely enthralled. Nottingham Forest in a penalty shootout. Versus England in a penalty shootout. Going home in a London ambulance. Get out. Also, oh, someone on the internet wrote this to Nottingham Forest fans. Nice to see things going well for the FFP cheats. I might have been a little bit salty at Nottingham Forest doing well. But it did land this gem in my direct messages. I earned myself this. Just curious what life is like having 3 chins and no neck. What the fuck did I do to deserve that? 3 chins. 3. I know what I said, but I think it's a bit disproportionate. Just saying. I'm just saying. Thank you. Don't get me wrong, this won't be a thing. Had they replied that to me, actually on the post, wouldn't be a thing. It'd be fine. I'm kind of funny either way. But just in my mind, it's like, as I say, I think it was a little bit disproportionate because I'm talking about your football club cheating and then basically benefiting from it in the long term. What's it got to do with how many fucking chins I got? But still.
He's deterred from the argument.
Exactly.
Deterred from the argument, so he lost. Means you're right.
Someone made it once. I did actually get a response, which I haven't gone to the trouble of like putting on it, but it was basically like, I'll paraphrase it. Might not be the exact words. It's basically, what makes you think we've fouled PSR? To which I was like, well, the fact you got penalised for it. You don't get points deductions for doing nothing wrong. My contention is you obviously should have had more points deductions because ostensibly you've got away with it in the long term because now your club is doing well. But again, to answer their question, they basically like, what makes you say that? It's like, well, the fact you got penalised for it is why I've said it. I mean, thank you, Tarek. That makes me feel a lot better. I did actually find it quite funny, but it's just more the fact of I didn't even know he fucking existed before he sent me it, if you get what I mean. But anyway. Thank you for that. Anyway. Arsenal women beating Real Madrid 3-0 to win 3-2 on aggregate, which will cause the men to say, I could do that. But let's see if they do that. But speaking of Arsenal, Keegan fills Schmeichel's gap with Seaman. I can think of at least 2 things wrong with that title. It's a real article title. It's there. It's a real thing. Someone really wrote that. And said, yes. I'll leave it up for enough time for anyone that actually wants to read the minutiae of it. But coming back to Arsenal, right, very, right. Let's look at a picture book. The big book of Arsenal supporters. There's one. There was an article, Spurs willing to give 15 million plus Gareth Bale for Stuart Downing. Fucking hell. Jeez. There's another one. There's one that's the only one that could arguably not be worse than the previous one. Depending on the point of view, of course. No problem, mate. No problem. There's another one. I kind of should have actually made it like a question a week. Like, who are these Arsenal fans? There's another one, but with the hand moved slightly. There's another one. Sam, you told me that you had respectable fans. At least we had a Spice Girl. But obviously, Jamie Oliver was one too far for Ralph Wiggum. But that's enough. That's enough. Please, just stop. Oh, thank you, Rosie. Yes, you told me you had respectable fans, and you said that knowing you fucking knew that Piers Morgan was one of them. Fucking knew it. I want to see Thomas do a rehash of the best thing he does on YouTube. Okay. I'll do it for you, Zanzi. Just because it's you. Melier, would you like some sausage? Melier, would you like some sausages? Melier, would you like some... At least I could fucking catch a ball doing this, I suppose. But still, anyway. Oh, look who's arrived. It's Gary. Hi, Gary. Tom, at least all the Arsenal fans are united. In what, Rosie? In what? At least Arsenal has fans. What? What? Hi, Mr. Tom. Awesome, awesome. Rosie says, Rollins, hope you're well. Oh, did Zanzi approve? I hope so, of course. Hey, Sam. Sammy G! What else we got? Oh, I only got a couple more. Speaking of Chelsea and their ticketing issues, I did it. Second in line. Now to buy some tickets to watch Chelsea. Todd Bowley's the only person in front of me. Give me 30,000 tickets, please. Excellent. Now to list these on the ticket touting website that I apparently also run. And finally, officially, as of this moment, And so we enter Endgame. Because the season's back up and running. You've got no fans. You know damn well that's not true, Mr. Tarak, but I do understand you're doing the Wildstone Radar. Cousin of the Lord. And Arsenal have farted. There's been some follow through. Another season, another number 2. The words of Brenda's Ghost. Who we do love and respect, of course. Endgame. Just kind of enjoyed that. You know what? Since they're all here, who wants to see more crows? Bremner, you slag. Where are Leeds at the moment? Slag. Slag. Also in number 2 this weekend. Sad. It's a sad outcome. Exactly. 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 Sandy says, Sam Greenwood, in the shadow of Man United, who will be joining them in the Championship next season. So we're that fucking lucky for them to get relegated. And Rose says, make sure you're smashing the like and subbing to Tom. That would be pretty cool. It would make my I was about to say it made my whole week, but it's a lot of that's a flashback to Friday, isn't it? Of the question. I wish Wolves were better, so United had a relegation battle. Who are United? Who are United, Mr. Greenwood? Do you forget where you are? Sandy, before I go, is Gunnar Dan doing a show tonight? Let me get some most of this. Save me a little bit of time. Well, when do Leeds play? Well, when do Leeds play Wolves, Tom? You Timu Amish pirate. Have a good night, Tarak. Thank you for your time, of course. And Zanza says, God knows, but he's not telling us no other show tonight. Ryan was going on about doing a show, but I have no idea. See you Thursday, you slags. Are you starting up your new wrestling show this week, Tarek? Are you actually going live on Thursday, or how's that working? If he did, he started 20 minutes ago. Yeah, he was, Tom. Night, Tarek, buddy. Just hanging on a little bit in case Ben did return, because I didn't want him to not get the opportunity to say goodnight to everyone. But I suppose I can't believe we've gone for an hour and 45 minutes. I was planning on this show actually going about 42 seconds initially. Just going, yep, we all love Leeds, blah blah blah, welcome to We All Love Leeds, the show I'll discuss our love of Leeds, even though Leeds are fucking shit and that before. We fucking suck tonight, this week and all that, and I'm going to bed, good night. But even had a sandwich ready to go for after, but I hate football. I fucking hate football. Can't wait for the season to be over. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you for saying that. What is that emoji? Like the thing on with the glasses? It is. It is. Let me tell you. I should know this because I made it, but it is roast beef with piccalilli pickle, so basically mustard pickle, and butter. Doing a sandwich without butter is criminal. It's criminal. But the price of butter is even more criminal. Anyway, April 7th, 17th of April, mate. You got a few more weeks for my 7th. They're very good. They're genuinely very good. I'm not even just saying that because like you like my stuff or that. It genuinely is interesting. Basically, if you're remotely interested in what happened on NXT, well, Tavak's version of it, because it's a lot quicker than my 4-hour to retelling of it. It's probably even more accurate. Because I don't even know if the stuff that I say happened. It does, because I watch it. That's naive of me to say that. But still, say, wee smiley face with specs. With specs. So, that emoji is Rosie ordering more crap from Amazon. Also, it actually is quite nice. The mustard pickle is a nice little tang on it, which gives a little bit of dimension to the beef. My actual favourite sandwich of the year is basically when the turkey comes out of the oven at Christmas. I have it in a sandwich with the mustard pickle and the butter and the turkey, the cut turkey. Delicious, delicious. Mr. Herbert is back with beef lettuce and horseradish sandwiches are nice. That gives me like family memories because my aunt offered me. I went to my aunt's house at Christmas, I believe it was 2002, and she had horseradish on the table, and I just laughed because I found it massively pretentious. They're quite posh. Even though I'm like, not, what's that, mate? Whatever. But, yeah. Tesco's own butter spread has more buttermilk in it than Lurpak does, i.e., it tastes good. And I actually need to order stuff from Amazon, but I'm waiting on my mum giving me her signing details because I don't want to pay for delivery. Horseradish is too tangy. Piccadilly mustard pickle. I don't think it's actually called mustard pickle, but that's what I always known it as in my family. But I think it's tangy, but it's not ruining your day. It's a nice tang, nice tang. But personally, I like it with the juice, like not the like spread the juice on, but I don't like the crunchy bits of the pickle. So that might be the way to go with it. I don't know, but still. And yeah, I now see what director John is saying is that I literally cannot end the show without having a 40-minute discussion of fucking nonsense. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you confirmed that. Even if you said it was wrong, I'm still going to think it. But still, Piccadilly is just about right and tanginess. Thank you very much. And Jimmy with beef slad sarnies with Coleman English mustard and salad cream. Piccadilly goes best with pork products rather than beef. No, I understand. It's just because it is Sunday, and that is basically. I wasn't going to throw beef in the bin, but still. So that all being said, I suppose it's probably best I'll go. I only got work. I've got work tomorrow, so I probably should do something responsible. Goes nice for both, in my opinion. And pork pie and pork pie and broccoli. Right, this is a new one. Roast pork with sliced apple sarnie. I know that pork and apple are very like husband and wifey, food wise, of course. I totally get that. But having it sliced, it's no problem, Ben. I'm gonna be going in a minute anyway, based on I haven't done all the stuff, but thank you for your contribution, obviously, mate. It's literally not all me. I couldn't do it myself without Ben and John. I just couldn't. If anything, Ben's greatest contribution to mankind is keeping me remotely sane. Sam too, to be fair to him. Have a good night, mate. Can we do cooking with Mr. Tom? If you want the food to be edible? I mean, I'm not really the worst cook, but as far as to say, I'm not having my own cooking show anytime soon. In fact, my greatest partner in cooking is Chef Mike. Chef Mike. Anyway, seriously, I can't believe there's people still here. Awesome. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. And remember, Leeds is Leeds.